What's up everyone? I'm Rachel, aka Ray Ray MUA, and today we are playing with one of the new Colorfix neons from Danessa Myricks, and we are doing this yummy neon look today. I don't know what it is about neons and blues, but anytime I use them, I just lose my mind, and I'm super excited with how this turned out. I haven't done anything this bright, I feel like, in a while. I know I did the bright fuchsia last week, but like, I don't pick up blues a lot of the time. But yeah, once I popped on this neon, I was like, gotta do the blue, boo, gotta do the blue. And yeah, she's blue, and she's neon, and she's sparkly, and she's bright and loud, and I love it. So grab your palettes, grab your brushes, grab some water, and let's get it going. Okay guys, so I already went ahead and took care of my sunblock, my primer, and my foundation, and my eyebrows. I tried something a little bit different today, where I just went ahead and put in the False Lash Maximizer first, and then pressed it into the skin, and then took my brow styler and just did a little bit along the edge here, and then kind of flicked to create a little bit of hair. So if you want to see that routine or see how I do it, let me know in the comments, and I can do that next time. So where we're gonna start, like we always start, with our 24-hour eye base, and we're just gonna do it a little teeny tiny bit. Ooh, not that much, as per usual. And then we're gonna emulsify in the fingers, or warm up, you know, if you're not hip to the lingo. Alrighty, and then we're just gonna apply from the midsection to the lid, down to the lashes, and then all the way up to the brow bone. And I'm just kind of patting and pressing. I'm not pulling the skin like this, because that's gonna thin out the product. Because whether we realize it or not, with our pointer finger, we end up pressing a little bit too hard. So if we pull the skin taut or too taut, then we're gonna shear out the product, and then we end up wasting time and product, because then we're gonna have to go in and add to fill in those areas that we've sheared out on accident. Next, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Nylon, my favorite go-to underbrow highlight, with my 239. I'm probably not going to do a ton, but I do still want a little bit of that lift on here, because to be honest, I haven't fully decided if I want to take this eyeshadow all the way up to my brow bone or not. So even if I decide to, it's going to have a little bit of that brighter base underneath. So it is still gonna give the illusion that the brow is a little bit more lifted, especially on this side, because I just feel like if I'm resting, I feel like this one comes down so much further than this one, but I could also just be picking on myself, which I'm trying not to. You know, it's a new year, it's a new time, you know, we need more positive self-talk, but you know, we all have our things. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the inner corner. So I'm going to lay the brush kind of like on its side. Okay, so we have the product there. And then just pop that in the inner corner. I went ahead and took care of this eye, just because I've not really played with this yet, but like, oh my God, just the neon goodness, so great. I did figure out though, because I did not set this eye first with a transition shade, I went back in and added it, and I think that was really helpful. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Strike a Pose here, just because that's really similar to my skin shade, and we're gonna use a 224 or just a fluffy brush, and we're just gonna pop that in our crease, just to kind of give it a little bit, I don't know, just kind of set the eye a little bit before we pop on the eyeshadow. I'm not being very clean. Okay. Now it's time for the fun part. So with this, you can use the back of your hand if you want to. I'm going to be using a palette, so you can see a little bit here that I've already applied. A little bit of this stuff goes a very long way, and I will say it does dry a little quick, so you just want to be mindful of that when you're applying. So I'm going to be using about that much, and if I do need a little bit more, there is a little bit left on the palette that I could go in and pick up if I wanted to. And I'm going to be using a, what is it, Sigma Blending E25 brush. It's just kind of like a little bit more dense than the 224, very similar to the MAC 217. But I'm just kind of picking up here. So we've got about that much on the tip. And then I'm gonna start about right there and kind of pat and pull. So when it comes to liquid or cream eyeshadows, I don't really rely on the windshield wiper or the swirl method. I rely more so on the patting and kind of feathering. So I'm pressing, but then I'm also kind of just like flicking, like that. And I'm taking it a little bit higher here, taking it kind of farther into the inner corner. But yeah, that made, setting the eye first made a world of difference. So note to self next time. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more product just because I like to layer and I want this to be really intensely yellow. And I'm just doing the same thing. I went ahead and tight lined my eyes off camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the rest of my face. We are gonna go ahead and blow out the lower lash line in a bit, but you know, gotta do the rest of the face first. So we're gonna go in with the Prep+Prime highlighter in medium. And we're gonna do our isosceles triangle. Forehead, bridge of the nose, cupid's bow, and chin. Go in with the Beauty Blender. To warm up the face a bit, we're going in with the Baina Bronze and a 129 brush. We're gonna go in, same product, just with the Kabuki brush, and do the edge of the nose here. And I'm gonna go back in with my beauty sponge and just kind of press just to make the bronzer, contour, what have you, a little bit more angular. Also kind of press it into the skin, make it look more natural, especially on the nose. Next, we're gonna go in with some blush, and because this is a fairly intense, fairly colorful eye look, normally I would say probably like do a softer cheek, but I'm freaking going for it. And the thing with this blush, it's the Glow Play blush. Gosh, I get torn up every single time I say that. This is the color Rosy Does It. With this formula, it goes on really light, so it's more of like a wash of color on the cheek. So this really isn't going to fight a ton against the eye, but even if it does a little bit, I don't care because I'm freaking going for it today. So we're gonna be using a 168 and just kind of pressing on top of the product here. So we're just kind of getting the bristles with the color, and then we're gonna press onto the cheek. With my 170 brush from earlier, this just got leftover product on it, and I'm just gonna press it on top. This one I went in a little bit heavier, didn't really mean to, but that's fine. Hair is human. It's what we do here on this channel. We adjust, we move on, we even out. I'm not mad at it. And I did get a little bit of extra sun yesterday, more than I meant to, on my face, so my nose is a little bit red, so it's like already kind of got that, you know, that blush like e-girl nose that's, or e-girl, e-boy, e-they thing that's going around that makes me look like, you know, I've had like one too many glasses of wine. So now I don't have to fake it because it's already like that. So yay! All right, now it's time to smoke out the under eye. So first we're gonna go in with that Strike a Pose once again with the 224. You can use the same 224 from earlier. And we're just gonna kind of set that under eye, get it ready for all the crazy that's about to happen. This is me. How do I want to say this? I'm not trying to be shady. I know he's problematic. We're gonna be using the Morphe and James Charles palette. Not my particular brand of person. Take that with as you will. But I spent the money on it and I need to use it. I mean, like, I've barely touched it. And the blues in this are really pretty, and I don't have a lot of other blue eyeshadows. So whatever you feel, sorry, but again, spent the money on it, so I'm gonna use it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a, what is this called? It's a 210, 219. I'll put it down in the description, but basically it's a pencil brush. You can use a Q-tip if you'd like. And I think I'm gonna start with, let me see, this is, I have to put the plastic back down that has a name on it. We are gonna start with the shade Cola, which is that shade right there. I'm gonna try to not knock everything over. Pick up about that much. Might be a little too much, but we'll see. And then we're just gonna pop that along the lower lash line. Next, we're gonna go ahead and finish blending it out, and we're gonna be using the shade, I think, literally just looked at it. Playground, Brother, and then a little bit of the shade here, which is Acapella. So we're gonna be using a 221, And we're very lightly gonna pick up a little bit of that one, a little bit of this one. Gonna shake off the extra. And then we're gonna go right on top of that first blue shade. And then just kind of pick up a little bit more as you see fit. And if you're like me and happen to flick a little too hard on the inner corner of your eye, a little bit aside the nose, kind of did that over here. This is a really blown out smoky eye, so if that happens, oh well. You can go in with a little bit of concealer and even it out, but because we already have a little bit of that inner corner highlight, I think it kind of makes it look a little bit interesting, even though it is a little bit messy. That's the joy of a smoky eye. It looks lived in, it looks like you slept in it, and I'm kind of here for it. Kind of like flicking out on the edge here just to make it a little bit more pointed at the end. All right, now we're gonna go in with that Acapella shade, still just a little teeny tiny bit. Kind of pop that on top. The Acapella is a bit more of a frost. There is a little bit of a shimmer to it, so that's why I kind of like putting that on top of the other matte shades just to make it a little bit more interesting, just because we're already so matte up top. A little bit of shimmer never hurt anybody on the bottom, you know what I mean? And just to even out over here. Okay, next we're gonna go in with the Heavy Metal Glitter Gel from Urban Decay in the shade Party Monster. And I'm going to be applying it with a Morphe E32 brush, but you could use a Q-tip as well, or your finger if that's easier. So I just popped a little bit on my palette here, and I'm just going to kind of pick some up, kind of like that, and just press it on top of all of that yummy blue goodness that we've already applied. And I'm kind of patting it into the product. If you wanna pull it down, also that was, and if you wanna pull it down, you can, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more blended, a little bit more smoked out, like if you can, you know, smoke out glitter. I'm just kind of pressing it, and you can go in and pick up a little bit more if you want to, just to take it a little bit further to the lash line. Go for it. Next up on the eyes, we're going to be using the False Lash Maximizer on our lashes first. Going in with the Extended Play Perm Up Lash. Lastly, we're going in with the OG Extended Play for the lower lashes. Next, we're going in with the HyperReal Glow palette in the shade Flash and Awe. We're going to be using the Morphe M501 brush, and as always, we're going to hit those piano keys and just pop that on right around that gorgeous eyes of yours. Tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and forehead. Touch it one more time. And then just because I want to, I'm going to go in with that 168 from earlier. Just kind of tap a little bit on top. Lovely. And then we're going to set with some Fix Plus. Throw the bangs back. Let that dry. And then next we're going to be playing with some lashes. Okay, now we're going to be going in with the lashes called Mon Chéri from House of Lashes. These are one of my favorite lash pairs to wear. They give you more fullness in the center, which I like because I prefer more of like a doe-eyed look sometimes. So it's really gonna pull my eyes up rather than make them more tapered. And I'm just gonna be using the regular Duo Lash Glue and then pop these babies on. For the very last step, lips. Because the eyes are a little bit more intense, well, a lot more intense, I really want to keep my lips soft. So we're going to start with the lip primer, or Prep+Prime Lip from MAC. I'm keeping it fairly matte on the lip as well, so because your girl is super dry. That's why we're starting with the lip primer, because this is going to keep moisture in the lip, but it acts as adhesive for any color or product that you put on top of it. So it's really going to stick and kind of hold on to what you put on top of it. So we're going to work that in. Then we're going to go in with the shade Stripdown, which is this really pretty nude. And then we're going to go in with the shade Mull It Over from the PowderKiss collection. Okay, I'm going to go fix this mop and I'll be right back. And there we have it, friends, the final look. Hair is done. Very Joan Jett. Shirt is loud. She subscribes to the more is more policy, and we're feeling good. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this with me today. I hope you really enjoyed this look. I love how this came out. I definitely ordered 2 more shades of these neons from Danessa Myricks. I will link her Instagram down below. She is a phenomenal makeup artist. Yeah, I'm super obsessed. So, yay! Alright, well, I'm going to end this video like I end every video and ask, how did you show up for yourself today? I will go first. I cleaned up a little bit around my room. I'm probably going to do a little bit more cleaning today, just to kind of get out some, you know, some energy. We want to clear out the old energy, make more room for new, better energy, I guess. I sat outside in the sun for a little while, you know, photosynthesized, really enjoying that vitamin D down here in the Sunshine State. And I meditated. I'm really trying to get back into my spiritual stuff, so it's kind of gotten away from me this last couple weeks just with all the move and just getting settled and having a really good time with all my friends and my new roomies. So I'm really trying to make the effort to get back on that spiritual practice and really just kind of even everything out from top to bottom. So let me know in the comments how you showed up for yourself. I love reading them. I want to be able to cheer you on, and if I can be a support system, I would absolutely love that. So yeah, if you would also like and subscribe, that would be marvelous. And, you know, dig me out to the universe, to all your friends and family. That'd be awesome. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.